Hello there my backers, it's Teka here. And what will you be doing once the holidays are over? When you are so full that you do not want to go out, or when you have some free time left over and you do not know what to do? Well, I know what I'll be doing. I'll be watching a whole lot of new and returning anime. So, let me enlighten you on what anime will be coming next season. First off, let me quickly go over all of the sequels that will be coming starting from 1st of January. The first sequel will also sign in the end of the first year of Kiyotaka and his class. That is, Season 3 of High School of the Elite will cover the remaining story till the end of their first year. Get ready for more battles of wit and intelligence. Some of the best fights in the story might be arriving next season. Keeping on track for awesome fights, we get a second core of Muscle vs Magic. Of course, I'm talking about Mashal. It will get its second season with more comedy and more muscles. The hideous man that turns monsters into cute girls returns in a new season of Moonlit Fantasy. Let's find out what monster he turns into a harem member next. Yakachara Tomokazi-kun, second stage, or bottom tier character Tomokazi-kun. Second stage will continue the adventures of Tomokazi-kun, learning about the greatest game of them all, probably live. There might be some romance coming up soon, but spoilers, it won't be Aoi. The Fude Yamada returns for another season of a beautiful romance called Boku no Kokoro. I'm still not fond of the voice actor for Ichikawa, but I'm looking forward to it, because this season will cover their winter adventures. And someone struggles with a broken arm. Put on your magical school uniform and get ready for Studio Volm to bring you another season of Blue Exorcist. This season will contain the Academy 7 Wonders arc and possibly even a Kraken arc. Alright, here we go. It's time for a way too long title to be pronounced. Just be sure you have finished the anime with heroic adventurous parties before we can return to the peaceful life of Banished from the Heroes Party. I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. Season 2. Red might already have something with Rit, but that's not stopping the other girls from making their moves, especially the assassin girl. Now that we have talked about the more interesting sequels for next season, let's go on to the new anime, cause damn there are quite a lot of them. So, starting off, we'll stay on the topic of being banished from the Heroes Party. The new manga adaptation of The Strongest Tank's Labyrinth Raids, a tank with a rare 9999 resistance skills, got kicked from the Heroes Party. First off, his resistance is over 9000. Now, somehow, these banished from the Heroes Party titles always end up being very dramatically long. The story follows Root, the tank of the Heroes Party. He is said to have the highest defense stat in the world's history. In his quest for a wish-granting treasure to cure his sister's sickness, Root joins the Heroes Parties to raid labyrinths. Hoping to find this treasure, the arrogant hero, however, kicks him from the party after a failed raid, blaming it on Root's still unknown skills. Root decides to return to his hometown to start over, but on the way there, he meets a girl with a rare skill of appraisal. Thanks to that skill, Root is able to discover his own skills that turn out to be super powerful. With the highest resistance in history and powerful skills, the adventures of the strongest tank begins. The anime is brought to us by Studio Polon, a brand new anime studio that has recently been founded. So we might be getting something really good. If you have some time, definitely give this anime a try if you are interested, because I know I will definitely do so. Next up, it is finally here. Solo Leveling, the most popular manhwa, finally gets an anime adaptation with A1 Pictures at the helm. For the few people that do not know Solo Leveling, let me explain what it is to you. In a world where gates to a different world appear, people get special powers and magic skills to combat the monsters that inhabit the gates. Sungjin Woo. Woo is known as the weakest hunter in the world, yet he keeps entering low-tier dungeons to pay for his mother's hospital bills is one of them. As the gate did not only bring swords and magic to this world, but also a sickness. On one of those missions, it seems to all go wrong. Believing himself to be the last survivor of the mission, he is surprised to wake up in the hospital, and even more surprised to see a window before him. The window tasks him with extremely difficult tasks, or face an even harsher punishment. With this task window by his side, Sun Jin-woo starts his story of becoming stronger. The animation looks kinda cheap. It could have been really good if they just kept it closer to the source work. Alright, the artist that used to draw Solo Leveling has sadly died, but you can still come close to the original. Sadly, the only good thing, in my opinion, about the art style was the stone statue, and then it was not really an upgrade or on par with the original. But let's move on. Who knows, we might be getting something good. 7 Arcs brings us the most anticipated ecchi anime of this season. Mato Sehei no Slave, or Chained Soldier in English, follows the story of the high school student Yuki Wakura. In his world, entrances to a different world called Mato exist. Mato is inhabited by monsters called Yomotsu, Chuki, or night cycles in English. To battle these disasters causing monsters, there is a fruit called peaches in the dimension that gives special powers to those who eat them, but only and only to women. One day, while walking home from school, Yuki finds himself lost in Mato. When screaming for help, he is saved by the chief of the 7th unit of the anti-demon corps called Kyokakuzen. She recognizes Yuki's potential and asks him to become her slave in order to enhance her peach powers. Now, this looks promising, as some might see it as the high school DxD of this generation, but it is not, far from it even. The animation looks good, but the monsters of Mato and Yuki's monster form are CGI animated, and they do not really seem to fit into the rest of the world. The music is great though, so that's a solid at last. Next up, have you ever wondered what adventurers would eat inside of a dungeon? Especially when they did not bring any rations? Dungeon Meshi will show you by combining a dark story with a focus on cooking tasty food from dungeon ingredients. Laios Torden is the leader of one of many girls in the world. Just like all the other girls, He seeks to defeat the magician that sunk the Golden Kingdom. During one of their dungeon delvings, Laios and his gold run into a dragon who kills his whole party and devours his sister. The goal to defeat the magician is gone now, as Laios and two friends delve back down into the dungeon to find the dragon and save his sister from its stomach. But because they lack time and resources, Laios offers to commit the taboo of eating dungeon monsters. They are, however, stopped by a dwarf, who turns out to be an enthusiast in monster cooking and also an authority on that cooking style. Hearing the girl's desires to hunt the dragon, the dwarf joins up in the hopes of cooking a dragon instead of looking for his own toru from Dragon Maid. Thus, the food-filled dungeon crawling starts. But the best news of all has yet to come. It will be adapted by Studio Trigger, the studios behind Cyberpunk, Edge Runner, Kill la Kill, and Darling in the Franxx. What is a sign of affection to you? A hug? A kiss? Receiving your favorite dinner out of nowhere? A bento box made by that person you fancy? Whatever it might be, nothing will prepare you for the beautiful, light-hearted romantic comedy called Sign of Affection. The story follows the hearing-impaired university student Yuki Itose. Yuki has been surrounded by silence her whole life. She has been living her whole life in the same place and rarely interacts with people. The only person she interacts with is her best friend, Rin Fuyishiro. One day, on her way home from university, Yuki meets a mutual friend of Rin. That friend is a silver-haired, multilingual Itsuomi Nagi. Itsuomi is one of the few people that does not change when he learns about Yuki's impairment. Together with his experiences abroad, Yuki becomes fascinated and touched by him. But when they do inevitably part ways, Yuki's fondness for Utsuomi grows. A new world opens for both of them as they learn more about each other while they slowly fall in love. Do you want more gals in anime? Did Hajimete no Gal not satisfy your urges enough? Well, do I have a surprise for you? I present to you Hokkaido Gals Are Adorable, brought to you by Silver Link and Blade. The story follows a high school boy called Tsubasa as he moves to Kentami City up in Hokkaido, where he meets a gal at a bus stop. The sight of her standing alone against the white snowscape, bare-legged despite freezing cold, captures his heart. And she is not the only gal to do something like this during his time in the cold Hokkaido. Do you love an artist for who they are or for their works? This question will keep you pondering while you watch this season's Yuri anime called Whisper Me a Love Song. This story follows Yori Asanagi, a mature girl in many ways, but still pure when it comes to romance. That sentiment is proven when an underclassman, Himari Kino, suddenly confesses her love to her. After her band performance at the freshman's opening ceremony, confused and surprised, Yori asks her friends for consultation, but they tease her by saying that she is experiencing a love. Yori soon makes up her mind and tries to return Himari's feelings, but in a twist of events, she realizes that what Himari loved was not her, but her music. As Yori continues to pursue her love for Himari, she promises to make Himari fall for her. However, will this passionate love bloom or remain unrequited? Next up, we have Mayo to Yaiju, or The Witch and the Beast, the darker, new anime of next season. Gudai, a fair girl with long fangs and the eyes of the beast. Ashaf, a soft-spoken man with delicate features and a coffin strapped to his back. This ominous pair appears one day in a town that is enthralled to a witch, who was convinced the townsfolk she's their hero. But Ashaf and Gidao know better. They have a score to settle, and they won't hesitate to remove anyone in their way. That is the new dark anime of this season. You can sleep through many isekais. I do the same, but my instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world stands a chance against me, goes even a step further. The main character sleeps all through it. The main character is a lazy sleepyhead, but when he awakens surrounded by chaos and carnage one day, while on a school trip, he learns that he slept through his transport to another world, and worse yet, during the transport, the sage-like being who transported him and his classmates gave out skills to all of them. But to make a bad situation even worse, he and his classmates are left behind to distract a dragon. Cause what the else not? Of course, what his classmates did not know is that he is an isekai main character. His skills: he can kill anything with just one thought. That is, if he can stay awake long enough to do so. Almost 25 years ago, a small little studio was founded. The studio was called Studio Bones. You might know them as a studio for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Mob Psycho, and Bungo Stray Dogs. To celebrate their 25th anniversary, a special original action sci-fi anime called Metallic Rouge will air. From what I managed to translate from their official website, the synopsis goes as follows. In a world where humans and androids live together, an android girl called Ryu and her human friend Naomi go on a mission to Mars, where 9 androids who were hostile to the government got murdered. Or Ryu and her friends are on a mission to kill the 9 androids. It's one of those. The translation was pretty bad, I'm sorry. Whatever the story might be, the anime looks beautiful and it's so full of hype. I kept the best for last, as I plan to watch this season's anime as soon as it releases. Now we have come to the end of the video. If you stayed this long, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you want, please leave a comment down below on what anime you plan to watch this season and what you won't be watching. Tell me what you're interested in, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like and maybe subscribe. That's all from me. I've been the Upper Baka Teka, and I'll see you next time, my bakas. Bye!
シュキシュキシュキシャキシャキせて感化してたらすぐ卒業シュキシュキシュキシャキシャキせてのバカバカバカ